to 40% and actually help you get ahead. Call me, State Farm Agent Dennis Roach, at 674-9831 today and get to a better state with State Farm. In Grant County, you know how much it means to have neighbors you can count on, like the Cookout Kings who invite you over every weekend for Burger Palooza. Well, here's another good neighbor you can count on. I'm State Farm Agent Dennis Roach. My team and I are here to help life go right when you combine your home and auto insurance, which can save you money and time. So combine home and auto and start the savings rolling. Call me, State Farm Agent Dennis Roach, at 674-9831, 674-9831, and get to a better state with State Farm.
Well, good evening, football fans. Welcome to Fisher Field for tonight's IHSAA Sectional 21 Championship between the visiting Western Panthers and the Mississinewa Indians. Dalton Bishop alongside Ryan Scott. And Ryan, last week the Indians defeated Marion, and Western upsetted Pendleton Heights.
Yes, last week Mississinewa Marion, a very good county rivalry, and hopefully today or tonight this game will be as exciting as last week's.
Before we get into the thick of things, I want to turn the microphone over to someone who finished 5th in the IHSAA State Championship in cross-country competition, Brennan Butchie. Brennan, congratulations on the 5th place finish. What was it like to run in the state?
Thank you. It was a real great opportunity. I was thankful for it, and it's a whole different race than a normal cross-country race. There's double the amount of people, and it's twice as loud, and it's a great opportunity.
What was it like crossing the finish line knowing that you just finished 5th in the IHSAA State Championship?
It was one of the greatest memories I'll probably ever have. I mean, I was expecting top 10, but to get top 5, it was a real breathtaking moment, and it was just one of the greatest moments of my life.
I know that you said you had 2 cross-country meets coming up before you head into track season. Talk to us about what you're doing to prepare for those 2 meets.
My coach and I sat down and we looked at what I need to do to prepare for those meets, and we just went back to the same week of practice I had before semi-state. So we're just going to follow that schedule and see how I do in a few weeks in Terre Haute.
Well, Brennan, thank you for your time, and best of luck in those 2 meets.
Thank you.
That is Brennan Butchie, who finished 5th in the IHSAA State Cross Country Championship. And we're going to get ready to talk about some statistics for tonight. Some of the things that we need to talk about is the rushing from Western. And I just want to say something before we get into the thick of things with that. We had advertised that we was going to have Hallie Plank up here for an interview. She had family issues come up, and she was unable to be here, so we got Brennan up here to talk to him about a few things. And so now let's get into stats for Western. Their quarterback, Tyler Nepley. I think he is a senior. And yes, he's a senior. Tyler Nepley is a senior. He wears number 3. He is 6'2", and 205 pounds. Ryan, that's a pretty big quarterback.
Yeah, Dalton, that is a big boy, and he handles the ball very well.
Yeah, on the ground rushing this year, Tyler Nepley. You got to realize, folks, that are watching at home, Tyler Nepley is a quarterback, okay? He's not a running back. He's not a slot receiver. He's not a receiver. He is a quarterback. Tyler Nepley, 342 carries, 2,096 yards rushing in 2017. That right there is a ton of rushing yards for a quarterback.
Yes, Dalton, it is. And you wouldn't expect that from a big man like him, but he is very impressive with his ball handling.
Yeah, when you look at a quarterback, you're expecting them to possibly rush for 500-600 yards the entire season. And I'm sure he probably surpassed that in the first 2 or 3 weeks of high school football this year.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Again, a very, very impressive young man.
Looking at the Indians, or first off, Western, that's the guy you got to watch from Western is Tyler Nepley. If he gets out and running, you better watch out because Western's going to drive down the field. Now, for the Indians, the guys to watch on them, quarterback number 13, Cade McCoy, been impressive all year long, passing the ball and rushing the ball. Now, running the ball, Cade Campbell and Heisman Skeens, it's the cousin duo, as we like to call him. Skeens is a junior, and he wears number 21. He's 5'8", 160 pounds. Cade Campbell, a sophomore, 5'6", 150 pounds. Between the two of them, I'm not sure that they even add up to Nepley's rushing yards for the entire year.
No, they don't, but them two together are two very fast players on the field.
last year, if you watched Indians football, Skeens rushed the ball quite a bit. This year, the Indians switching things up, and Cade Campbell goes to the backfield. He rushes the ball quite a bit this year. Skeens moves over to the slot position, and he's really done a great job over there catching the ball. And once he catches the ball, you better look out because he's going to put some shifty moves on you, get down the field. And same thing with Cade Campbell. If he catches the ball in the backfield, he gets a couple of blocks, he's gone. So that's something you got to watch for out of the Indians tonight.
Yes, and, we talked about last Friday about the field conditions and, how both teams are going to change to their different routes and plays. I don't think we have to worry about that tonight. It's a very nice field and very nice weather to be playing on tonight.
Yeah, kind of a little bit chilly, a little bit windy, but tonight, opposed to last weekend, field conditions 100% better. So I'm glad you brought that up and you talked about that because, both teams looked like they struggled quite a bit with the rain and how cold it was. And, the Indians' defense is something that really surprised me last week. The Indian defense, in the times that they needed to step up, they stepped up and stopped J.K. Thomas and Justin Johnson when they needed to step up and stop them.
Yeah, and one problem that Marion faced last Friday was turnovers after turnovers after turnovers, and that's really what caused them to not score and gain those yards that they were wishing to get.
Last week on that last play for Marion, it was a J.K. Thomas fumble. When we originally saw the play from up here, we thought Thomas had the ball in his hand and took off running and he fumbled the ball. You go back and watch it on the film, J.K. Thomas never even had the ball in his hands. It was just a bad read by the quarterback and miscommunications between the quarterback and the running back. And Thomas, just at the last minute, tried to get a hold of it, but he was already hit by Tice Nicholson, and he drops the ball, and that's the way the Giants' season comes to an end after a loss last week to Mississinewa, 21-14. Well, we're going to step aside for a 60-second timeout and come back and hear an interview from Kurt Funk, the head coach of the Mississinewa Indians, back after this on the Tribe Sports Network.
Or disorderly conduct is unacceptable and not welcome at IHSAA events. Let's afford the student athletes, coaches, officials, and your fellow fans the respect they deserve. Your cooperation is appreciated. Please enjoy the game. Also, concession stands open at the west end of the stadium. Restrooms are located on the home side. Men's is at the west end. Ladies is at the east end.
Back on the pregame with Coach Funk. Coach, coming in off of probably what you could possibly say your biggest win of your coaching career against Marion last week. So I got to ask you, where does that win last week rank on your coaching list?
They're all special, but it's definitely up there. I mean, it's a sectional win against a rival opponent, against a really good Marion football team. But, you cherish every win that you get. You don't necessarily rank them, but it's definitely up there towards the top.
I heard you talking last week after the game about the process. Kind of talk to us about what that means.
Yeah, the process. I mean, when you play a game on Friday night, there's so much that goes into the final product. And in that is a process of the preparation that the coaches put in over the weekend, the preparation and the players go through for the opponent, through the Monday practice, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And at times, in practice, it doesn't look the best. Maybe our kids are confused, but they follow the process. And the end result is the game on Friday night and executing it.
Coach, Western, as you have tonight, a lot of the fans and some of the players even were a little surprised to see that Western won that game. Kind of talk to us about what you know about Western.
They're good. I mean, they're really good. We're going to play our best football tonight to come out victorious. They're big. They're strong, they're physical, they're fast. Everything you look for in a team. Well coached, play hard, they hit hard. So, we're going to have to, we say three things. We're going to have tremendous effort tonight, tremendous toughness, and our physicality has got to be at an all-time high.
Coach, I saw Andrew Cruz and Jay Jones go out with the injuries last week. How are they doing now?
They're fine, good to go. Just minor tweaks here to their ankles and things like that, but they got them taped up, ready to go.
Coach, good luck tonight, and hopefully you can come in with a sectional.
Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Back after this on the Tribe Sports Network.
Well, welcome back to Mississinewa High School, and we've got about 10 minutes before we kick things off tonight for the IHSAA Sectional 21 Championship live from Mississinewa High School. And Ryan, something that has been talked about all week long is who is this Western team and what do we know about Western?
Yeah, and we talked about it last Friday. We were surprised that they pulled off that win. And, like Coach Funk said, he described them really well, fast, physical, and big. And that's the three main things about Western. And hopefully, the Indians can put a stop to that before they put a stop to Marion last Friday late in the game.
Yeah, I see a lineman when I look over at Western's roster. I see a senior lineman by the name of Connor Short. He wears number 72, 5'9", 285 pounds. And then you go up the list, and you look at number 69, Lane Eubank, who's a junior. He's 6'3", 300 pounds. That are a couple of big linemen for Western. Well, welcome back after the national anthem timeout. I didn't see anybody on a knee this week. Last week we happened to see somebody take a knee, not football players or coaches, but an Indiana Wesleyan reporter. And so we didn't see anybody on a knee tonight, and we're ready to go with some football action from Gas City, the IHSAA Sectional 21 Championship. Ryan, again, Mississinewa Indians, Western Panthers for the IHSAA Sectional 21 Championship. Talk about what that means for both schools.
Two very, important games for both schools and for their community. And hopefully both schools will play well, but it comes down to the game. One team will have to go home.
Look over at the student section from the Indian side. Full as possible, the band here, the cheerleaders are here, the mascots are here. Across the way, Western fan side, pretty full. And the Indians are getting ready to take the field, and we'll step aside for a 2-minute timeout.
And here come your Mississinewa Indians. Mississinewa Principal Steve Quatter, Assistant Principal Andy Resch, Athletic Director Chance Young, and Head Coach Kurt Funk would like to welcome Head Coach Alex Stewart, his coaching staff, players, cheerleaders, and fans to tonight's game.
Well, welcome back to Mississinewa High School as we get ready for the IHSAA Sectional 21 Championship. Brought to you by State Farm Insurance. State Farm agent Dennis Roach brings us the sponsor for tonight's game. Thanks to State Farm agent Dennis Roach for everything he does to donate to MCSC Athletics. Well, Ryan, Mississinewa Western, again for the Sectional 21 Championship. The winner of this game will advance to the regional championship to take on either Mooresville or Greenwood. And either way, whoever advances out of tonight's game is going to have a tough customer to play next week.
Yes. Again, two very good teams here tonight, and two very good teams that one of these teams could be playing next week.
If the Mississinewa Indians win tonight's game and Greenwood wins tonight's game, the Indians travel to Greenwood. If the Indians win tonight's game and Mooresville wins tonight's game, the Indians host the regional championship. Now, I don't know what the circumstances are for Western, but that's where we stand right now, and we're going to turn things over to public address announcer Kurt McCollum as we get ready for the corn toss.
The Indians have won the coin toss, and they do elect to receive. They will defend the west goal, and the Panthers will defend the east goal.
Welcome back. As you just heard from public address announcer Kurt McCollum, the Indians have won the coin toss, and they are going to go out and elect to receive the opening kickoff. And I'm telling you, Ryan, after last week watching the Indians receive, they came out with a bang. Let's see if they can get ready to go here tonight. Heisman Skeens and Cade Campbell, the cousin duo, are going to go back to receive the kick from Western. We've got about a minute and a half left on the pregame clock before it hits zero. I'm sure that's going to stop. They're going to set the clock to, I think it's 12 minutes, and we're going to get the first quarter underway. It's 7 o'clock, and you're watching the IHSAA Sectional 21 Championship live on the Tribe Sports Network, brought to you by State Farm agent Dennis Roach.
before we get things underway, I'd like to wish Ole Miss tennis player Isaac Torres, as he is selected to play in the Indiana All-Star Classic tomorrow, November 4th, at DePaul University. Best of luck, Isaac. Way to represent Mississinewa. So good luck, Isaac.
So here we go. We're getting ready to get things underway from Gas City. And the kicker for the Panthers is Donovan Shepard. He wears number 43. He's a sophomore, 5'11", 175. So the Indians are ready for the onside kick in case it's happening. 12 minutes on the clock. The kick is a little blooper. And here is Drew Cassanon, and he is instantly brought down. And I think there's a fumble on the play, and it is... It is Western football. The Indians fumbled the opening kickoff, and the ball goes to Western. So, boy, after the very first kickoff, and already problems for the Indians. That is not the way you want to start a sectional championship.
Exactly. That's a bad way to start off. And, and Coach Funk, I could see him, with a little frustration, and hopefully he can get his team turned around.
5 seconds into the game and already a turnover on the Indians. So let's see what the defense has in store for the Panthers. It's going to be 1st and 10, ball on the Indian 36-yard line. Tyler Nepley goes back in the, I don't know what this formation is. It kind of looks like a pistol with 2 tight ends to the far side. Nepley going to keep it, and around the right side he goes, gains about 3. It's going to bring up 2nd and about 7 at the 39. No, it's going to be at about the 33, I believe. Let's see where they officially mark it. It's going to be 2nd and 7 on the Indian 33-yard line. So under the center. And the shotgun formation goes. Napoli, he's going to keep it. And then we got a false start. I think it's going to be on Western. The ball's going to move back 5 yards. So here we go, 2nd and 12 on the 38. Nepley's going to send a man in motion across the far side. He's going to keep it up the middle, and he's going to break loose. The Western Panthers are going to jump on the board for a touchdown, 6-0 Panthers.
Yeah, middle of the field was completely open, and they took advantage.
38-yard touchdown. Tyler Nepley, the quarterback who we talked about in the pregame, 21 seconds into the game, Western leads 6-0 on a fumble by Drew Cassanon on the ensuing kickoff. So here we go. Field goal to come. This kick is a blocked field goal, and it's 6-0 Western. So on the Nicholson Realty scoreboard, 11:39 left in the first quarter. Western 6, Indians 0. So back on the Tribe Sports Network for the IHSAA Sectional 21 Championship. And in the first 21 seconds, problems for the Indians and glory for the Panthers.
When Western ran in for that touchdown, middle of the field was wide open, and they sure did take advantage of it. Western off for the kick.
Here comes the kick. It's going to go to Campbell. Campbell, he's going to cut up the middle to the 40, and he's going to get a block out across the 40 to the 50, and brought down at about the Panther 47, 46-yard line. A good kick return by Cade Campbell.
Yeah, the Indians need that, and they are surely going to put that to use.
Now here comes the Indian offense, brought out by their senior quarterback, Cade McCoyne. McCoy in his 4th year at the quarterback position, his 4th year playing varsity. McCoy is the quarterback, 6'2", 180 pounds. He's going to go out in a shotgun formation, trips to this side of the field, and 2 receivers to the far side. McClung on this side, along with Hunter Smalley and Jay Jones, the tight end. Cade Campbell and Heisman Skeens on the far side. McCoy looks for the snap. He's going to send Campbell in motion. Here comes the snap, a little pitch to Campbell. Campbell across the 50 to the 45, cuts up the middle and out to about the 40, a gain of about 7. They're going to put it at the 40. I'm going to mark it at the 40. It's at about the 39 and a half. So a gain of 7, 2nd and 3 at the 40. Now McCoy in the shotgun formation with Campbell to his left side, trips to the far side, and a tight end on this side is Jay Jones. They look for the snap. Here it comes. McCoy gets it, hands it off to Campbell. He guts up the middle, gain of about 3, and I think he's going to have the first down. It is a first down for the Indians, so a gain of 3 on that second down run for Campbell, and Campbell has 10 rushing yards on his first 2 carries. Indians, I think, going to go in the same formation. They are. This time, trips to the far side and a single receiver this side. McCoy in a shotgun with Campbell to his left. McCoy gets the snap, drops back to pass, looks for Skeens. He has nowhere to go, and he's sacked in the backfield. Brought down by number 1, Andy Ashburn, 6'2", 220-pound defensive end for the Panthers. That's a big boy.
Yeah, big boy and a big team all around.
So 2nd and 14, a loss of 4, brings up 2nd down on the Indian 41-yard line. The Panthers were all over that pass. I think it was kind of a busted play because Skeens was covered. That's who McCoy was looking for, and Skeens kind of had to roll out and was looking and had nowhere to go and had to go down for the sack. So McCoy in a shotgun, Campbell to this side, 2 receivers to this side of the field, and a receiver to the far side. Skeens in motion to this side. Here comes the snap. Now a handoff to Campbell around the left side. He's going to break a tackle, cut up the middle, and I think he got the penalty yards back and some. A gain of about 8 or 9. I think it's going to be 3rd and about 6 for the Indians. 9:20 and counting in the first quarter. 6-0 Panthers. It is 3rd and 4 on the 30. Let's see if they go to Campbell again. Jay Jones, the tight end on this side, with 2 receivers on the field. Smalley to this side, Skeens to the far side. Cruz going to go in motion. He's a tight end. Here's a handoff. McCoy looks. Going to pass it to Jay Jones, and a little bit too strong on the pass for McCoy. It's going to bring up 4th down. Let's see if Coach Funk and the team go for it. Ryan, in this situation, you're down 6 early in the sectional. Do you go for it? It's 4th and 4.
Yeah, and it looks like Coach Funk.
4th down territory. I think you got to go for it, Ryan.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Coach Funk is having their team go for it, and let's see what they can do.
Let's see if McCoy brings out the hard count with Hunter Smalley and Jashawn McClung on this side as the receivers. He's got Heisman, Skeens, and Cade Campbell in the backfield with him. Skeens in motion to this side. Here comes the snap. A fake pass. Campbell going to break around the right side. He's got the first down and more. He's breaks loose, gain of about 6 or 7, possibly 8. Cade Campbell ready to run the ball here tonight for the Indians. What a great play by Coach Crick, the offensive coordinator in the Indians. I saw that play work very well for the Indians last week. That's the play they scored the touchdown on. In the start of the second quarter, they faked the pass to Skeens on this side, a handoff to Campbell to the opposite side.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say is Coach Crick had a few in his books, and he used it last week.
Here's Skeens, carries it up the middle, breaks through 1, and a gain of about 5 or 6. Indians running the ball right down the Western Panther throat. Eight minutes, 15 seconds on the clock here in the first quarter. Western leads by 6. 2nd and 3 on the Panther 10. Here's McCoy from the shotgun. Sends Skeens in motion to this side of the field. He gets the snap and rolls out right. Hands it off to Campbell. He's going to go up the middle. Blocks from Indians and a gain of about 4 or 5. And another Indian first down. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Indians. First and goal on the Panther 2-yard line. The Indian offense fired up after that fumble on the kickoff, and here they go. Here's McCoy. He's going to hand it off to Skeens. He's hit it about the 1 and dropped. I think it's going to be 1st and goal at the 1 now. Maybe the 1.5. It looked like he gained a yard, possibly just got back to the line of scrimmage. It's at the half-yard line. Here comes McCoy. He's going to force his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Indians. 7:20 left in the first quarter. We've got ourselves a tie ball game. Indians 6, Western 6. The extra point to come from Andre Soliday. Soliday made all 7 PATs last week. Or no, all 3 PATs last week. He had 7 the week before against Frankfurt. He had all 3 last week. He's 10 of 10 in the postseason.
Yeah, this is what the Indians did last week against Marion. You know, they got the little yards at a time, and it worked out for them.
Here comes the PAT. It is tipped, and it's blocked, and we're tied at 6 at the 7:20 mark. 7 minutes, 20 left. 6-6. Indians against the Panthers. And, man, Ryan, what a change of events and what a start to a sectional championship.
Yeah, you can tell a very, very big difference from now and last Friday of how the Indians are playing.
I saw Soliday look at the special teams coach, Eric Richards, and Richards looked at him and was like, you know, what happened there? And I think Soliday said it hit the back side of his foot instead of the side. So 6-6, 7:20 left in the first. Back after this on the Tribe Sports Network. So back on the Tribe Sports Network, Andre Soliday to kick the ball off for the Indians. We're in the first quarter, still 7:20 left in the first quarter, where the Indians and the Panthers are tied at 6. Here comes Soliday's kick to the Panthers, and this ball is a squib kick, and I think they're going to call offsides against the Indians. Boy, that was a good squib kick from Soliday. A very, very good kick from Andre Soliday. It's a false start against the Indians, so I bet this time, now that Western saw what they was going to do, Soliday is going to launch it deep. Soliday, just a freshman. 6 foot, 145 freshman. I saw him earlier this year kick a 55-yard field goal. I'm not talking about kicking the ball off and kicking it down to the other team 55 yards. I'm talking about a field goal worth 3 points, 55 yards for Andre Soliday.
Yes, a very impressive young man, and he does a good job being an Indian kicker and being on the special teams for the Indians.
Here comes the kick. This one is going deep, and it's going to be at about the 20-yard line. Out with it across the far side. He's going to cut back in and be hit by a bunch of Indians, I think. Who was that coming off the top of the pile? That was number 52, Kyler Funk on the tackle. 1st and 10 for the Panthers on the kickoff return was Kitchell Gifford. He's a 5'11 junior, 170 pounds. 1st and 10 on the Panther 39-yard line, 7:10 left in the opening quarter. The lineman for the Indians, Jason Arbogast, Evan Wilkins. Let's see what's going on here. We've got a timeout, Mississinewa. Man, this is what hurts you when it comes to tournament time, not knowing what's going on. Coach Barnes very upset. He's the defensive coordinator. But I think the defensive lineman for the Indians coming out on defense is number 75, Jason Arbogast. number 70, Evan Wilkins, and the nose tackle for the Indians is number 31, Andrew Cruz. The linebackers, Brandon Hewitt is out of the lineup tonight. He wears number 50. I think he's dressed, but I don't think we're going to see him play tonight due to an ankle injury. So the lineman for the Indians is the linebackers for the Indians, number 43, Tobias Mead, number 46, Tice Nicholson, and number 26, Chris Pavey. Also number 51, Dustin Patton. I think Nicholson is going to be a defensive end. So the three linebackers are Funk, Patton, and Mead. The outside backers, Tice Nicholson and Chris Pavey. So 5 linebackers for the Indians. Here's the snap. Up the middle, and a gain of about 1 or 2. That was Nepley again who kept it, and I think he's the only one to touch the ball here in the opening quarter, other than on that kickoff. I don't know, Ryan, if you've seen anybody else touch the ball for Western, but that's about the only guy I've seen. Here comes the snap, hands it off to Gifford, and he is met. And there's a fumble on the play, and I think the Indians have it. Let's see. It is recovered by Western, but in there to fill that hole was the safety, number 21, Heisman Skeens. He met him right as he broke through, was getting ready to break loose, and Skeens met him and leveled him.
Yeah, looked up out here at first. It was going back to the Indians, but, didn't work out for the Indians.
That was a good play by Western. 3rd and 2 on the 47. Here comes the snap. Nepley going to keep it around the outside. He's got the first down and gets about 3 or 4 more after the first down. And it looks right now, Ryan, that this game's going to go back and forth. Who can score the most points? Because both defenses right now struggling to stop the powerhouse offensive of both teams.
Yep, back and forth, and that's what we're going to see all game. Gaining the little yards at a time.
5:59 left in the first quarter, 6-6. 1st and 10 on the 47. Nepley keeps it again. This time, he is met at the line of scrimmage by about 6 or 7 Indians. He isn't going nowhere on that play. I think Andrew Cruz was one of them in there, and Jason Arbogast coming out. Weston Lockwood coming in. Talked to Lockwood a little bit earlier today. He said the Indians' defense had put in a couple of new plays for defensively tonight for Western. So keep an eye on that tonight. So far, Western all over it. Western, a very good football team, defeated Pendleton Heights, who defeated the team who was expected to win this sectional in Lebanon. And we have ourselves a sectional championship here tonight between the Western Panthers and the Mississinewa Indians. Here comes the snap. Here's the pass, overthrown. Pass attended for number 88. Reed Hubert brings up 3rd down and 8. Ryan, what'd you think about that play? Something different out of the book from Alex Stewart, the head coach of Panthers. Pulled something different out of his hat there.
Yeah, it's nothing like the Indians have seen yet, and hopefully the Indians can make a stop to those plays.
Here comes the snap on 3rd and 8. He's back to pass. This one is, again, over his head, and it's going to bring up 4th down. Andrew Cruz on the pressure for the Indians. Got in the backfield, and here comes the punt team for the Panthers. Coach Josh Crick looking over at him, the offensive coordinator, very excited to see that Western's going to punt. The Indians have the opportunity now to go back on offense. Here comes the punt. And this one is going to go out of bounds at about the 20, possibly the 22. And the Indians going to take over on offense. The Indian defense stepped up against Western on their second possession. Now can Western answer? First and 10 for the Indians on their own 19-yard line. Let's see what they can do offensively here tonight in this second possession against Western. Indians defense answer, now can the offense answer? McCoy in the shotgun. Going to snap the ball, hands it off to Campbell around the outside. There's going to be a flag, and I think Campbell's brought down, but I think there's going to be a hold possibly on the Indians. It is going to be holding, and it is on the offense. So it's I think it's going to be a repeat of first down, but I think it's going to be 1st and 15. I don't know if it's a 5 or 10 yard penalty in high school. Let's get the official call from Kurt McCollum. So it was holding against the Indians. It brings up 1st and 21 on the 9 yard line. Indians deep in their own territory. Here comes McCoy, who sends Skeens in motion. Now he's going to snap the ball. Skeens out running. Now McCoy looks, gets it to Campbell. He cuts inside, breaks a block, looking for another block. He breaks another tackle, breaks around the outside to the 30, gets a block from Skylar Tackett to the 40, to the 50, runs over a player and out to the 46, 47-yard line. A beautiful play by the Indians.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful run, and the Indians are excited about this run.
What a play by the Indian offense. Great blocking by the lineman getting out there. Skylar Tackett with a big block at the 40 allowed Campbell to take it into Panther territory. What a play. Indian fans very fired up. Student sections fired up. Now McCoy goes to the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the far side. Here comes the snap. McCoy drops back to pass. Looks downfield. Gonna throw it deep. Here's Skeens. He's got him open. It's caught. Touchdown, Indians. What a beautiful pass from McCoy. 46 yards into the end zone. Heisman, Skeens, touchdown. Indians takes the lead 12-6. A perfect pass from McCoy to Skeens. Hit him right on the money on a perfect spiral.
Yes, that was right in his hands.
Holy cow. 2 defenders on Skeens. McCoy not affected, throws it over the top of them and puts it in the end zone. Indians take the lead with an extra point to come, and here it is. Soliday's extra point up and right down the center. 13-6 Indians, 3:58 left in the opening quarter. Indians 13, Panthers 6. Back after this on the Tribe Sports Network. So back here on the Tribe Sports Network, and oh my goodness, a beautiful pass from the senior quarterback, Cade McCoy, over top of 2 defenders, right into the hands of Heisman Skeens. Indians lead 13-6, 3:58 left. And here comes a little kick at about the 10, and they fall on it. I don't necessarily know if that is what Coach Funk and the Indians were looking for, but the Western now takes over at good field position at about the 45-yard line on their own side of the field. I think the Indian fans are confused. The student section's confused, and I don't necessarily think the coaches know what that was, but maybe they was trying to get a little boot over top and drop in the center where the Indians could fall on it, but it went right to the Western, and now they're going to take over on offense, and let's see if the Indian defense can come up with another big stop and possibly get the ball back. 13-6, 3:58 left in the opening quarter. Ryan, how about that play and a pass from Cade McCoy to Heisman Skeens?
You know, that was so amazing, and that was right in his hands. It couldn't look any better than that.
Let's see. We've got a timeout on the field. Timeout Western. 13-6, Indians with the lead. 3:58 left in the opening quarter. Back after this 30-second timeout and a commercial from State Farm agent Dennis Roach.
In Grant County, you know how much it means to have neighbors you can count on, like the Cookout Kings who invite you over every weekend for Burger Palooza. Well, here's another good neighbor you can count on. I'm State Farm agent Dennis Roach. My team and I are here to help life go right when you combine your home and auto insurance, which can save you money and time. So combine home and auto and start the savings rolling. Call me, State Farm agent Dennis Roach at 674-9831, 674-9831, and get to a better state with State Farm.
Well, back here on the Tribe Sports Network, and Ryan, as we talked about, the field conditions for last week played a big factor. McCoy able to throw the ball this week, ball not wet. He got a good grip, and he's able to throw it downfield this week. I saw a similar play last week, but Justin Johnson was there to defend it, and he made a great play on that pass.
Yes, these field conditions make a huge difference.
Nepley's going to keep it and breaks around the outside and ran out of bounds by Kyler Funk. I think he got the first down. Jason Arbogast coming into the lineup for the Indians. I think he's going to replace. Who is he going to replace? He replaces Tice Nicholson, and Weston Lockwood going to move to the outside linebacker position. Something new that we've seen out of the Indians defense. Here's a run up the middle. Western, and he's brought down. Nepley on the quarterback keeper, gains 2 and gets the first down. 1st and 10 on the Indian 45-yard line. I think is where they're going to spot it. No, it's going to be at the 39-yard line on the Indian side of the field. 1st and 10, 3.5 minutes left in the opening quarter. So far, a lot of action going on, opposed to last week's defensive game.
Yes, it's been very interesting and very exciting in this opening quarter.
Here's a run around the outside, and he's met by Dustin Patton. That was number 12 on the carry, Josh Coleman, a 5'5", 145-pound junior. And Dustin Patton met him in a heartbeat and just drilled him and knocked him to the ground. I think it was his mouthpiece that fell out on the ground, and Indian players pointed at it, and Western got it picked up and got it right back to him. 2nd and 7 on the 41, 2:50 left in the opening quarter. Western got an audible and changed the play, moved receivers to different sides. Now they're going to move all the receivers, and a handoff to number 20 run around the outside. That is Gifford, and he's ran out of bounds, but he gets the first down. He was ran out of bounds by number 13, Cade McCoy. And Ryan, Cade McCoy is very, very good defensively and really impressed me so far this season.
Yeah, he has been very efficient in this first quarter, and hopefully we can see more of that.
This is where Western was about the same field position Western was at when the Indian defense stepped it up last time. So let's see. Here's a keeper from Nepley around the outside, and he is brought down and body slammed by Heisman Skeens.
It's like WWE out here a little bit. Skeens.
It looked like Nepley tried to jump up and hurdle him, and Skeens just met him at his legs and just tossed him right to the ground.
It looked like from up here he picked him up a little bit, then slammed him.
Nepley looking for the snap. He gets it. He's going to run it up the middle and met by Drew Castanon and number 52, Kyler Funk. So Kyler Funk and Drew Castanon on the stop for the Indians brings up 2nd down with 2:03 left in the first quarter. Let's see where they mark it. I think it's 2nd and 5, maybe 2nd and 6. And here's the run by Nepley again. Cuts inside and dives forward. He might have got the first down. Nathan Earl and Tice Nicholson into the lineup. They replace Evan Wilkins and Jason Arbogast. 2nd and 1 on the 10-yard line. Look for Nepley to keep it again. Here's Nepley. Keeps it up the middle. And I don't think he got the first down. He was brought down by a whole bunch of Indians. Kyler Funk, Drew Castanon, and John Hall come up out of the pile. And he did get the first down. First and goal on the 8. So as soon as the Indians respond, Western comes right back at him, and we've got something. Dustin Patton had to get something adjusted on his helmet. And now the clock begins with 1:15 left in the opening quarter. Here's Nepley. Hands it off to Gifford around the right side. And he is met by Heisman Skeens, where he was knocked out of bounds by Heisman Skeens, Kyler Funk, and I think Cade McCoy over there on that play as well. Second and goal on the 1-yard line. 1:06 left in the opening quarter. Look for Nepley to try to keep it and go up the middle with it here. And he is. He's going to keep it. And he, I think, got into the end zone, and he did. Touchdown Western, 13-12 with 1:02 left in the opening quarter. The extra point to come. This one is blocked again by the Indian special teams. And the kicker is down. I think he may be injured. Step aside for a timeout. Indians lead 13-12 with 1:02 left in the opening quarter. Well, back on the Tribe Sports Network. Tough break for Western. Their kicker goes down with an injury. So let's see. We'll see if we see him kicking the ball off next time for the Panthers. If he's going to kick the extra point, if they were to score again. I'm sure they're going to have a new kicker kicking the ball off since he went down with the injury. We stand at 13-12, Indians with the lead with 1:02 left in the first quarter. Heisman Skeens goes way back by his own end zone. Cade Campbell a few steps ahead of him with Drew Castanon. Hunter Ribble in the second row. The guy in the center, I think, is Jesse Plummer, and it is. Tice Nicholson, Bryce Ludke, Jashawn McClung, Gage Peterson, Caden Cole, and Chris Pavey on the front line for the Indians, the main blockers. So here comes the kick from number 88. He is their tight end, Reed Hubert. And this is a little squib kick, and it goes to Heisman Skeens. And he picks it up at about the 20. Out across the 20. Going to cut back to the far side. Gets around one of his defenders. Now he's running to the 30, to the 40. Out across to the 45 and brought down at about the 46 or 47. Heisman Skeens on a good special teams play. And the Indians offense take over with 49.6 left in the opening quarter. Number 50, Alex Newman on the stop defensively for the Panthers. So here we go. McCoy going to go to the shotgun formation with trips to the far side and 2 receivers to this side. Look for Skeens to possibly go in motion to this side of the field. I've seen this play quite a bit this year from the Indians. And here is McCoy in the backfield. He's going to send Campbell in motion. Hands it off to Campbell. Now it's a reverse to Skeens to this side. Now Skeens looks. Now he's going to throw it downfield. He's got Hunter Smalley, and he barely overthrew him, and he's tripped up by number 23. Good defensive play, and just a little bit too hard from Skeens.
I think if he would have slowed Smalley down a little bit and the pass was a little bit less, I think he would have had it.
Like the effort from the Indians to kind of switch things up a little bit, maybe get Western off back on their heels. A good pass from Skeens, a little too strong. And now it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Indians. Ball on the Indian 46-yard line. McCoy in a shotgun with Campbell to his right. Hunter Smalley to the far side, and Heisman Skeens on this side of the field. Here comes a snap from McCoy, pitches it to, a nice little fake from Campbell, like he was going to pitch it to Skeens. Now he cuts inside to the 40, still running, out to the 35, and a 1st down for the Indians. 32.2 left in the opening quarter. I like that play from the Indians. Western shoots up the field because I think Skeens is getting it. Campbell fakes it and cuts up the field and goes for the 1st down.
Yeah, that was a very nice fake, and I don't think I've seen too many of those from him this year.
13-12 with 32 seconds left in the opening quarter. 1st and 10 for the Indians. McCoy in the shotgun. Skeens to this side, trips to the far side with Jay Jones, Hunter Smalley, and Jashawn McClung. Here comes the snap from Lockwood to McCoy. McCoy drops back to pass. Now he's going to keep it, run up the field, open field 30, out to the, 27, 26-yard line for McCoy. I think it's going to be 2nd and about 1. And I think that's the way the 1st quarter is going to end. 2nd and 1 on the 25, and that's the way the 1st quarter is going to end. At the end of the 1st quarter, Mississinewa 13, Western 12. We'll step aside for 2 minutes and come back with more from Mississinewa High School. This is the IHSAA Sectional 21 Championship live from Mississinewa High School.
Prepare for a high-paying, in-demand career in just 2 years. Or you could transfer your credits to a 4-year university and get a bachelor's degree for less. Visit Ivy Tech online at ivytech.edu/apply now. Ivy Tech is a proud sponsor of the IHSAA. And off to Skeens. 1st down, Indians.
Welcome back to the Tribe Sports Network. And as you just heard, the Indians take it out for a 1st down. So, 11:53 left. And the Indians lead by 1 as they're marching down the field offensively. Dustin Patton Campbell as in a bunching formation with McCoy under the center. He's going to pitch it outside to Skeens, and he cuts up the middle, gets a good block from Patton, and he's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Indians! 19-12, 11:33 left in the 2nd quarter on a nice run from Skeens. 24 yards.
Yes, another great run by Skeens.
What a good block from Dustin Patton, the senior. Looked upfield, saw a guy in Skeens' way, leveled him, and Skeens takes it into the end zone for a touchdown. Andre Soliday for the extra point. This one is up, and it is right down the center. 20-12, Indians with an 8-point lead with 11:33 left in the first half. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. This is the IHSAA Sectional 21 Championship live from Mississinewa High School.
To keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? I'm State Farm Agent Dennis Roach, and I can help you simplify and get to a better state. When we handle your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. More money, too. Because adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40% and actually help you get ahead. Call me, State Farm Agent Dennis Roach, at 674-9831 today and get to a better state with State Farm.
Welcome back to Mississinewa High School. We're going to do our best to keep you updated on some scores from around the county. And we'll try to keep you updated on the Eastbrook Panthers as they look to get their second straight sectional championship as they are over at Eastbrook taking on the Cass Knights. Do our best here in just a few minutes to get you that score update brought to you by Nicholson Realty. Andre Soliday set to kick the ball off to the Panthers. And here we go. 20-12, Indians with an 8-point lead with 11:33 left in the first half. Here comes Soliday's kick. This one is a line drive to their own 10. What a nice kick from Soliday. Out across the 20 to the 30. They're going to break loose out to the 40 and brought down at their own 36-yard line. A good return from the Panthers, and now the Indian defense looks to stop them. Cade McCoy coming out onto the field with Heisman Skeens, Andrew Cruz, Weston Lockwood, Nathan Earl, Chris Pavey, Tice Nicholson, Dustin Patton, and John Hall alongside with Kyler Funk. So those are the 11 Indian defenders on the field. And here come the Panther offense marching up to the line of scrimmage. This could be the first time since 1988 that the Indians could get their sectional championship. It'd be the first time in 29 years. Nepley, shotgun formation, gets the snap, rolls out to his left, and now he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage by John Hall. Good stop defensively for the Indians. John Hall on the stop. 11:05 left in the first half. Panthers shifting a whole lot there on that. Here comes Nepley, sends Gifford in motion. He's going to hand it off to him around the outside, and he cuts up the middle and gets about 5. I think it's going to be 3rd and 5 at the 50. The IHSAA Sectional 21 Championship again live from Mississinewa High School. Indians with a 20-12 lead, up by 8 with 10:20 and counting left in the first half. 3rd and 4 at the 50. Nepley looking for the snap, gets it, and he's going to keep it up the middle, and he is going to dive forward and get the first down and take it into Indian territory. So it is a first down for the Panthers. Also, the Indiana Wesleyan University men's basketball team at home tonight for the Caleb Dimmick Memorial. We'll keep you updated on that as much as we can. But our number one priority is to keep you informed on how this game is going. Here's Gifford around the outside. He is met by a bunch of Indians, and he just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. He cut inside of a Kyler Funk tackle, and he was met by Cade McCoy and Dustin Patton.
You know, Western is creeping up little by little and taking those little yards as they can.
We've seen it happen. They go down, and they'll get to the red zone, and then the Indians will stop them, or they'll go down and they'll score a touchdown, and the PAT is blocked. So 20-12 with 9:20 and counting left in the first half. Here's the snap. Nepley's going to go around the outside and just barely get to possibly 3 to 4 yards. And it's going to bring up third. And I think it's going to be 6, maybe 7. 3rd and 7, I think, is what I'm going to say. It is 3rd and 7 is what they officially mark it. And the ball is going to be at the 42. Here comes the snap. Nepley's going to roll out. Right. The Indians is there. And here is Heisman. Skeens meets him. And it's a knockdown for a loss. Heisman Skeens in a dead sprint, hits him dead straight in the legs and drops him. What a stop by Skeens. Heisman Skeens ready to play here tonight.
Yes, amazing block, and he went low, and that's what got him down faster.
I seen Nepley trying to get to the outside. He got by Castanon, was just attempting to get by McCoy, and then here came Skeens running up the field, hits him at the legs, and it brings up 4th and 7 at their own 42. And it's 4 down territory. I think that the Panthers are going to go for it. They send 2 receivers trips to this side and 2 to that side. Here comes the pass. He's under pressure, and he's almost brought down in the backfield. And he's going to throw it. Incomplete pass, and the Indians take over on downs, and there's a flag on the field. And we've got an Indian down. I think it might be Andrew Cruz. It is Cruz. He gets to his feet and walks away, so that's good news for the Indians.
Yeah, he got up a lot faster than he did last week.
I think it might be a block and a back on the Panthers. It is a personal foul against Western. It's a 15-yard penalty. A big change of events in one play. Nathan Earl in the backfield along with Dustin Patton, and they were all over Western. The Indians take over on downs, and they look to go down the field. If they score this time, that would be a 2-score game, and the Indians could be up by 15 points. Indians look fired up here tonight. They're looking for their first sectional championship in 29 years, dating back to 1988. 7:48 left in the first half. Indians lead by 8, 20-12. Ryan, how about Nathan Earl? Gets by the center, gets into the backfield, all over Nepley. Somehow, with 2 defenders there, Nepley gets to the outside. And like I said, Heisman Skeens wasn't letting it happen.
Yeah, he looked like he was just creeping up, and he finally got there, and he got the job done.
The 15-yard penalty tacked on, and the Indians take it in to Panther territory. The official having a little talk with Andy Ashburn. (20-12) with 7:48 left in the opening half. 1st and 10 on the Panther 40-yard line. McCoy going to go under the center, and let's see. We got another official's timeout. Indians going to change plays here. I think it's going to be the same formation. McCoy's going to go into the center with Dustin Patton in as a fullback. Cade Campbell, the running back, and Heisman Skeens as the tailback. Officials timeout. Indian fans do not like it because it gives Western a chance to get back on their feet and catch the refs. Western fans, on the other hand, on the far side, still chanting on their team. They got a pretty decent student section I just now saw. Indians with a very big student section and a very big crowd. So here comes McCoy under the center. Let's see. He's going to get the snap, and he's going to pitch it to the outside to Skeens. He gets a block, cuts inside, gets up to the line of scrimmage, but there's a flag, and I think it's coming back. We'll turn it over to a public address announcer, Kurt McCollum, with the official call.
Holding against the Indians. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
That brings up first and about 20 for the Ole Miss Indians with 7:43 left in the opening half. Back to snap in a shotgun formation is Cade McCoy. Cruz in motion to this side. And here comes the snap. McCoy drops back to pass. Looks, throws a little floater to Jay Jones. Jones to the 40, rushing forward. Gain of about 10. Jay Jones muscles his way forward. 2 defenders there. Jones still fights forward for that extra yard. Jones battling a fractured foot, and still, he got cleared by the doctor earlier this week after having suffered a fractured foot, got cleared by the doctor, and he's in the game here tonight and just caught that pass. Here he is back to pass, and somebody moved on the offensive line. It's a false start against the Indians. Second and 16 on the 46. Penalties havocing the Indians here. McCoy in a shotgun. Looks for the snap. Now he gets it. Drops back to pass again. This time McCoy's going to launch it downfield to a Western player where it is incomplete. He had it and he dropped it. Boy, McCoy threw it into heavy pressure there. And Ryan, that could have been a big, big turnover.
Yeah, that could have been a big mistake for the Indians, and they got lucky there.
We'll see what I can do here in just a minute to get you an update on some scores from around the county, and particularly the Eastbrook Panthers. We'll do our best to get you that score here in the next minute or two. McCoy in the shotgun. Back to pass. I think he's going to probably drop back to pass. And here comes the snap. Here he is, back to pass. Looks going to throw it downfield. He has Skeens, and it was tipped and then intercepted. I think he was in bounds. It is an interception. The ball goes to Western. So a turnover by the Indians. At the end of the first half, Indiana Wesleyan leads Rio Grande 46-24. Let's see if I can get you an Eastbrook Panther score. Do my best here. Now Western takes over on offense. Not seeing anything right now coming across for the Panthers. Still going to do my best. So here we go. Here comes the snap. And around the outside and brought down by Cade McCoy. Pacers in action also tonight against the 76ers. Miles Turner back in the lineup for them. Still not seeing a score from Eastbrook territory. Quarterback's going to keep it, and he's going to break loose. It's a track meet. Skeens, Nepley running, touchdown, Panthers. Beautiful run by Nepley, 20-19, or it's 20-18 with a field goal to come.
It was wide open for Nepley, and he took advantage of it.
So right now, we don't have a score. We'll do our best to get you that. But right now, we do have a score live here from Mississinewa High School, and it is a score for Western, And I think they're going to go for 2 because if they get this, it's a tie game. They're going for 2. They're going to go for the tie. Here we go. 5:30 left in the half. Western going to go for 2. Here comes the snap. Now Western adjusts the offense a little bit. And here's the snap. He tries to take it up the middle, and I don't think he got it. He is short. And he is short. Yes, he is short.
That helped the Indians tremendously. And again, he was just a little short.
20-18. 5:30 left in the opening half. Indians 20, Western 18. Back after this on the Tribe Sports Network. So back on the Tribe Sports Network, going to walk you through the Indian scoring drives. The first 2 plays for the Indians when they got the ball back offensively was 2 carries for 10 yards for Cade Campbell. With 21 seconds into the game, Western was up 6-0. Then the Indians come back and score a touchdown on a Cade McCoy keeper up the middle and tied it up at 6. Then the Indians get a stop and come back defensively for a 46-yard pass from Cade McCoy to Heisman Skeens to make it 13-6. Western drives down the field and gets a touchdown, makes it 13-12. Heisman Skeens with a 24-yard run, makes it 20-12, and then a touchdown just now by Nepley makes it 20-18, and that's where we stand now with a squib kick, and Heisman Skeens picks it up at the 20. Going to break loose, and there's going to be a block in the back, and there's going to be a penalty. A good block from Caden Cole, and Skeens tripped and runs out of bounds, but there's a flag all the way back on the 29. Indian fans not too happy. Coach Funk not too happy. Unbelievable. I don't know what the call is going to be. I think it's holding on the Indians, but, Coach Funk not too happy. Indian fans really, really not happy. And I didn't really see anything from here, but I'm not down on the field. Where the penalty flag was thrown is where Cade Campbell was blocking his guy, and he barely had just now touched him, and then the penalty flag was thrown.
It's going to be holding against the Indians.
So not exactly sure if it's on Campbell, but that's where the flag was thrown in that vicinity. And it's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Indians on their own at 19, and it could have been at the Panther 36-yard line. So Indians come out on offense with Cade McCoy. Going to go under the center. McCoy hands it off to Campbell. He cuts inside and gains 2 or 3 and brings up 2nd down.
They could have really used that run earlier, Dalton, if there wasn't a holding on the Indians.
(20-18), 5 minutes left in the first half. McCoy goes under the center. Heisman Skeens in the backfield as the tailback with Dustin Patton and Cade Campbell with him as well. He sends Skeens to the far side in motion. Now he drops back to pass, hands it off to Campbell. Campbell cuts up the middle to the 30, out across the 35, and takes it in to about the 36 or 37-yard line for a 1st down for the Indians. McCoy back in the shotgun formation. Jashawn McClung, the receiver this side. Hunter Smalley on that side with Cade Campbell with the handoff. Gets a block from Arbogast, but he's brought down after a gain of about 3 or 4. Jason Arbogast running up the field looking for someone to block. But a good play by Western. Brings up 2nd and 4. It was a gain of 6 for Campbell. Ball on the 45-yard line. McCoy goes to the backfield. In the shotgun formation, Skeens to this side, Campbell to that side. And here comes the snap from McCoy, and he gets it, and he hands it off to Skeens. He cuts up the middle, gets the first down, and takes it into Panther territory.
You know, they are just taking it little by little and getting the yards that they can get. They're not going big. They're just keeping it small, keeping it smooth, and the Indians are doing that really well.
Absolutely. Indians doing a great job here tonight. So, Indians driving down the field. Got the first down. And they got a little bit more momentum going here right now. Here's McCoy, snaps it, fakes the pass to Skeens, and here's that play we've seen. Campbell outruns his defender, gets to the 40, and shoved out of bounds. Tyler Nepley on the stop. Campbell was shoved out of bounds. I think he got the first down, and he did. First down for the Indians. Man, oh man, Ryan, how about the Indian offense responding to the touchdown from Western?
Yes, you know, like I said just a few seconds ago, taking it little by little by little, and the Indians are doing that very, very well.
Power I formation for the Indians. Going under the center. He's going to get the snap. This time he hands it off to Skeens. Skeens is met at the line of scrimmage. Didn't get anything on that play. So that play swallowed up by the Panther defense, and it brings up 2nd and 10. What a good game so far. Indians looking confused on what they want to run offensively. This is the slowest I've seen the Indians offense move all season long.
Pick something and go with it.
Now Coach Funk wants a timeout. I think they was just stalling for a minute to run some clock, and then they want to get a timeout. So 2:14 left in the first half. Indians 20, Western 18. Back after this 30-second timeout. This is the IHSAA Sectional 21 Championship live from Mississinewa High School. Excellent job by the Indian cheerleaders tonight, keeping the fans into the game. Go ahead and shout those girls out. Well, we got a minute. Felicia Cornejo, Michaela Donis, Peyton Martin, Jacqueline Smith, Juliana Smith, Abby Oler, and Alexis Tignort, the varsity cheerleaders. Under the center is McCoy, sends Skeens in motion to the far side, and he gets the snap from Lockwood. Now he drops back, fakes the handoff. Now he's going to throw it downfield, and he's got Skeens, and he caught it at the 20, breaks loose. To the 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Indians! A 36-yard pass from Cade McCoy to Heisman Skeens. What a play, and what a great job by Skeens maneuvering his way through the traffic.
Yeah, that was right in his hands again, and another tremendous play.
Indians with a big touchdown with 2 minutes left in the opening half, 26-18, with the PAT to come from Andre Soliday. Here's the extra point. McCoy looks for the snap, and he gets it. Now I think it was a fake there. Now he gets it, and the PAT is up, and he nails it right down the center of the pylons. 27-18 with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Indians 27, Western 18. Back after this on the Tribe Sports Network. Well, back here on the Tribe Sports Network, 27-18 with 2 minutes left in the half. Indians with the lead, and here comes the kick from Andre Soliday. This kick is going deep, and it bounces at the 10. Bounces, takes an Indian bounce, and Hunter Smalley in pursuit. What a play, and brought down by Jesse Plummer at the 10. Good play from the Indians. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, very good and very impressive play. Way to get him down early.
Jesse Plummer somehow got back down there, met him at the 10, and now the Panthers are brought down, and they're pinned up deep in their own territory, and it's going to be 1st and 10, and the Indian players want noise from the student section. 27-18, 1:58 left in the opening half.
Shout out to the one and only Josh Dakin in the student section, getting the Indians fired up.
Josh Dakin all fired up down there in the student section. Napoli, this is when he breaks out for those long runs. Now he's going to fake it and keeps it up the middle. And the Indian defense there to meet him. I think it was number 75, Jason Arbogast. Holy cow, Ryan. The Indians are rolling here tonight. And just like I said earlier this week, when I had a conversation with Coach Funk, I sat down and talked to him, and I told him, I said, this is the time when you want your team to be at its best and be into form, was in tournament play. And he said, yes, sir. Back to passes Napoli. He's under pressure.
And he throws it away.
Lockwood got hit in the back as he was in pursuit. No call, but it's a incomplete pass with 1:22 left. I think the Indians probably want the ball back with at least a minute left. That gives them an opportunity to score again before they go into halftime. If the Indians score again, it's going to be a 3-score game going into the second half. Coach Funk, I still think, has 2 or 3 timeouts left. Indian fans loud, student sections loud. They come to their feet. A kid in motion. Now Napoli back to pass under heavy pressure. And now he's going to break loose. And he's going to get the first down and run out of bounds. Indian fans want a holding penalty called. Not going to get one. And we're down to 1:13 left. That's 1st and 10 for the Western Panthers. I think that there ended the hopes of the Indians getting the ball back and scoring. Unless they can really get 3 quick stops, but I think Western's probably going to run the clock a little bit here. Ball snapped, and around the outside goes number 5. That was Nick Hackler on the carry. Ran out of bounds by number 10, Jay Jones. And Skylar Tackett comes into the lineup for the Indians. And it's 1st and 10 again for the Western Panthers. 1:05 left in the opening half. I think Western's burning their timeouts, or no, when you run out of bounds with under 2 minutes, the clock stops. So here we go. Let's see if Western can answer and get a touchdown before the half. Ball snapped, throws it downfield, and he's caught it. Caught by number 88, Reed Hubert. A nice pass from Nepley completes his first pass of the game. And Nathan Earl coming into the lineup. He's going to get Evan Wilkins. Here we go. Ball snap, Nepley. He's going to keep it up the middle. Brought down by about 3 or 4 Indians. 45 seconds left in the opening half. Let's see if the Indian defense can hold them and get a stop. It was John Hall on the stop for the Indians, alongside Chris Pavey. And that was the last timeout I think Western had to burn. No, they actually have 1 timeout left. It's 27-18 with 45 seconds left in the opening half. We'll take a 30-second timeout and come back. This is the IHSAA Sectional 21 Championship live from Mississinewa High School. Back here on the Tribe Sports Network, 27-18 with 45 seconds left in the opening half. Ryan, this game is totally different from last week's.
Yeah, Dalton, it is very, very different. Ole Miss is running different plays, trying to get a stop early.
I think Andrew Cruz was double-teamed. I saw him get back there, and they got knocked to the ground instantly. Probably 2 people there to block him. And now we're down to 30 seconds and counting for the Panthers. Indians defense hurries up to the line. Here's a run up the middle, and he is brought down, and I think Western going to use their timeout, and they are. That is their final timeout. 20 seconds left, and Western uses their final timeout of the half. I don't know who was on the tackle for the Indians. I think it was Chris Pavey. Well, we got a timeout on the field. 20 seconds left. 27-18 Indians. Back after this on the Tribe Sports Network. Back here on the Tribe Sports Network. Ryan, let's see what the Indians have on defense.
Yeah, they need to make a fast tackle and get them down quickly.
Indian fans to their feet wanting to stop for their defense. Here is Nepley. You're going to roll out. Looks to pass. And we got a flag on the field and an incomplete pass. But I think it's going to be holding on the offense. It's holding against the Panthers. 15 seconds left. The Panthers going to move back 10 yards. They move from the 15 to the 25-yard line and brings up 2nd and 20, possibly 1st and 20.
Dalton, while we have a minute, I just got an update on Eastbrook's score. 7-0 Eastbrook at the half.
Close game over in Panther country over at Eastbrook High School. The Lewis Cass Kings and Eastbrook Panthers, as Ryan just said, all knotted up at 7 at the half. But here we got 15 seconds till the half, and the Indians lead 27-18. Here comes The snap, and Nepley looks to pass under pressure, and he's brought down by number 31, Andrew Cruz. And at the end of the first half, Indians 27, Panthers 18. Back after this on the Tribe Sports Network. Welcome back to the Tribe Sports Network out of the halftime break, where the Mississinewa Indians lead the Western Panthers by a score of 27-18. In the first half, the Indians scoring went like this. Cade McCoy with a 1-yard rush and a quarterback keeper up the middle to give the Indians they tied it up with Western off of a fumble, and Western took it down to score. Indians tied the Panthers at 6-6 with 7:20 left in the first. In the second quarter, a 46-yard pass from Cade McCoy to Heisman Skeens with 3:50, or in the first quarter actually, 46-yard pass from Cade McCoy to Heisman Skeens with 3:58 left in the first gives the Indians a 13-6 lead. Western rushes down with Tyler Nepley to score a touchdown of a run of about 62 yards and makes it 13-12. In the second quarter, a Heisman Skeens runs from 24 yards out gives the Indians a 20-12 lead. Western comes back with a 80-yard run from Tyler Nepley and makes it 20-18. And then a 36-yard pass from McCoy to Skeens gives it to where we're at 27-18. Indians to kick it off here in the second half. Andre Solidated to kick it to number 21, Kitchell Gifford. And this ball is going to be out of bounds and a flag coming. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Western, and I think it's about a 10-yard penalty on that kick. So the Indians come out on defense looking for a stop to get the ball back and possibly put some more damage on Western. In the Grant County area, Lewis Cass and Eastbrook tied up at 7 in the third quarter. In a game concerning Mississinewa and Western, Greenwood leads Mooresville 26-17. That game also in the third quarter. Nepley gets a snap, and here is Gifford around the outside, and he cuts inside and gains about 6 or 7, brought down by number 51, Dustin Patton, and it's going to bring up second and third at about the 45. Indian defense is kind of slow here to start the second half, and Ryan, the Indians going to have to play better defense than that if they want to win this game.
Yeah, you saw them in the first two. They were slow getting together, and hopefully here they can get a stop here quickly and get it down.
Nepley again in a bunch formation. Going to send a guy in motion, and Nepley going to keep it up the middle, and I think he's going to get the first down, maybe a yard short, and they're going to move the chains. It is the first down for Tyler Nepley, and the Panthers come back marching the other way. 27-18 with 11:13 left in the third quarter. (27-18), 10 minutes and 45 seconds left here in the third quarter. Nepley with Gifford to his side. He's going to fake the handoff and keep it. And it's going to run to his right and get brought down. I think that was John Hall on the tackle. It was John Hall on the tackle. Jason Arbogast in there as well. And back to snap will be Tyler Nepley again. Nepley's ran the ball quite well for the Panthers here tonight. And here's a fake handoff and a keep again on a bootleg. He keeps on faking it to Nick Hackler, and Hackler's doing a pretty good job of selling it.
That's one of the first times I've seen Western fake the ball to get more yardage.
Nepley does a great job at the quarterback position, has done a very good job all year long. As we said in the pregame, 342 carries coming into tonight's game for 2,069 yards as a quarterback. Put big numbers from a quarterback position rushing the ball. You don't see that very often. Indian fans to their feet on 3rd and 4. Here's the snap. He's going to roll to the right. Patton there, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield by John Hall. A good play from Hall. Coming in off of pressure from Patton. John Hall comes in to clean it up, and it's a sack in the backfield. 4th down, and I think he lost one, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Let's see if no, he lost 3 on that play. 4th and 7 on the 49, and a punt to come with Heisman Skeens and Cade Campbell going back to receive it. Here comes the punt from Huber, and there's a flag, and I think it's false start against the Panthers. And it is. A big play there for the Indians, Ryan.
Yeah, the Indians can use that, and if they keep on getting those all night long, they'll be very happy.
Things like that is what we saw bury the Giants last week. Penalties and turnovers.
Yes, it was turnovers after turnovers after turnovers for Marion, and that's what hurt them.
We haven't seen turnovers from the Panthers, but a bunch of penalties. Hubert's punt, kind of a high punt, and it's going to take a Panther bounce and keep rolling, and it rolls to about the 15-yard line. Good punt from Hubert, and the Indians take over on 1st and 10 at their own 15. As we saw in the first half, Heisman Skeens and Cade McCoy connected on a couple of passes. Let's see if they can continue that in the third quarter. Cade Campbell also doing a great job running the ball. I saw Dustin Patton and Skylar Tackett make some key tackles, or some key blocks, rather. Tackett gets out on that big play from Skeens. Or no, that was Campbell who broke about 6 or 7 tackles. And now McCoy in the shotgun. Looks for the snap. Now he gets it, hands it off to Campbell. Campbell cuts inside. Out to the 30. He's going to break loose to the 40. Out to the 50. Cuts inside to the 40. And he's going to probably go. 20. 10. 5. Leaps forward.
Touchdown.
They're going to call him a yard short at the 1. What a beautiful play by the Indians. Great blocking and a great running play from Cade Campbell. He saw where the blockers were, cut inside, went to the far side of the field, and all the way down to the 1. Indians offense hurries to the line. I look for McCoy to possibly keep it up the middle here. What a play from the Indians to start the third quarter.
Yes, very good start.
Here's McCoy. He's going to rush forward, takes it into the end zone for an Indian touchdown, and it's going to be 34-18 with the PAT to come for the Indians. Indians are on cruise control now as long as they get a couple of stops on defense. 33-18, actually with a PAT to come. McCoy in a 1-yard run into the end zone with 8:10 left in the third. And it makes it 33-18 with Andre Soliday to kick the PAT.
It's up, and it's down Main Street.
34-18, 8:10 left in the third quarter. Indians with a 3-score lead. This is the IHSAA Sectional 21 Championship live from Mississinewa High School. Back on the Tribe Sports Network out of the score break, and the Eastbrook Panthers take a 14-7 lead over the Lewis Cass Knights. The last score we had on Mooresville and Greenwood was 26-17. Greenwood with the lead in the third quarter. Sam Tarpon to kick the ball off for the Indians. Here comes the kick. And this is another little kick at the 40. And Jesse Plummer there to bring him down along with Tobias Mead. Gage Peterson special teams-wise, getting into it with one of the Western players. The Indian coach is going to have a little talk with him and get him settled down. Western comes out on offense. 1st and 10 on their own 37 with 8:09 left in the third quarter. Looks like Western has won away from Nepley a lot from what they did in the first half, Ryan.
Yeah, they're slowly coming down on him, and another flag.
It's going to be a false start again against the Panthers, and like we just talked about on that special teams punt from the Panthers, the penalties continue to havoc the Panthers.
Yes, and that's what really, really hurts them, is turnovers after turnovers and penalties after penalties.
Tonight could be the first time in 29 years since 1988 that the Indians could win a sectional championship, and right now they're well on their way. Here's a handoff to Gifford around the far side. John Hall in pursuit along with Jay Jones, and he's ran out of bounds. He's definitely got 2 or 3 on that carry. It was Jay Jones on the stop for the Indians. Cade McCoy coming out, going to take a little breather as Drew Castanon comes in for him. 8 minutes left. It says 2nd and 4 on the 32. Here's Gifford, goes up the middle and brought down by number 10, Jay Jones, and number 21, Heisman Skeens on the stop there defensively for the Indians. Last score we had on the Indiana Wesleyan men's basketball team, they lead at the half 46-24 over Rio Grande in the first game of the Caleb Demick Memorial. The Wildcats will play at 1 o'clock tomorrow. No, 3 o'clock tomorrow for the championship. Hands off to Gifford, and he is stopped. It's going to be 2nd and about 7. So 2nd and 7 on the 46-yard line. Western taking their time to get the play. Western plays a whole different offense compared to Mississinewa. Mississinewa's high up tempo. Western just takes their time and slows it down.
Yeah, like we said all game, you know, they take it little by little by little and gain the little ones.
John Hall again on the tackle. John Hall doing a great job. This is the first time all year that I've seen him get significant minutes at the varsity level.
Yeah, we didn't hear his name much in the first 2, but he is very good right now, and he's stepping up and showing Coach Funk what he can do.
With the injury to Brandon Hewitt tonight, a few more of the guys that don't get to play as much getting their name called tonight to step up, and Evan Wilkins trips up Gifford in the backfield, and he falls forward, and I think he's going to be a yard short of the first, and it's going to be 4th and 1. 4th and 1. Weston's going to go for it. A stop here for the Indians. I'm telling you what, they're in cruise control. Let's see what the Indian defense can do here. 4th and 1 on the 40. Here comes the snap. Gifford going to keep it. He's going to get around the outside and get the first down and about 5 more after that. Gain of about 6, and he takes it into Indian territory for a first down. That's something the Indians have got to get a hold of in the coming weeks. If they advance tonight, come regionals next week, when you get up against a Greenwood or a Mooresville team, runs like that you can't have. Gifford in motion. Nepley with the snap, drops back to pass. He's going to throw it across the field to Gifford, and Skeens misses the tackle. Gifford breaks 1, breaks 2 and 3, and gets about 6 or 7 on that carry. That was Jay Jones on the stop, Ryan. We talked about Jay Jones a little bit earlier. playing with a fractured foot, got cleared by the doctors earlier this week, but still going. That's what you call a football player.
Yeah, he's a very tough man, and he's showing it today in this game.
Gifford around the outside. Jay Jones meets him again. Jay Jones, a very big key defender for the Indians. Without Jay Jones, some of these runs are touchdowns. We talked about it a little bit earlier before the half. This game a lot different than last week's game. It just goes back and forth in the scoring column. Indians got to stop, and that's why they lead by 3 scores. But if you look at it in depth, Western, every time the Indians score, Western scores, but the PAT team for Western is struggling here tonight.
Yeah, with one injury going down for one of Western's kickers, and not getting the extra PAT hurts them.
It was a pass over top and a good defensive play by Drew Caston. That pass was intended for number 5, Nick Hackler. .444 left in the third quarter. Indians with a 34-18 lead. This is the IHSAA Sectional 21 Championship live from Mississinewa High School. Dalton Bishop and Ryan Scott with you here tonight. Here comes the snap. Nice little shovel pass, and Dustin Patton ate it all up. Reed Hubert. Dustin Patton and Jay Jones leading the defense tonight. And Nathan Earl really getting in the backfield, doing a great job pressuring the quarterback also, Ryan.
Yes, he is doing a very good job.
Nepley bounces outside, and there's going to be a flag. I think it's going to come back. It is a holding against Western. Penalties are killing Western. I'm not 100% sure, but I think if you was to add up the penalties of Western tonight, add up to all the yards, they're well over 100.
Yes, I agree. And, you know, like we said in this whole game, penalties hurt you.
Third and 10 on the 23. Nepley sends a receiver to this side. It's Nick Hackman. He's in the shotgun by himself. Look for him to keep it possibly. Now he's going to be dropped back in the pass. He's going to throw it, and it's over his head and out of bounds, an incomplete pass. 4th and 10 on the 23, and I'm guarantee you one thing, Western's going to go for it.
Yeah, they almost have to right here. And, yeah, there's nothing that they can do right here.
Late in the third quarter, with a high-powered offense that the Indians have, Western needs to get this first down to keep their hopes alive. If not, and the Indians score again, I think this one's pretty much well in the bag for the Indians. Indian fans making noise, cheering on the defense, the sideline making noise, and here comes the snap. Nepley back to pass. He's going to throw it, and I think he's going to have a complete pass and possibly a touchdown. It is a touchdown. A nice pass from Nepley to Reed Hubert, and it's a touchdown for the Panthers. That's something we talked about for the Indians on 4th down plays. Against a team like Greenwood or Mooresville, those kind of plays are going to hurt you.
Yeah, you have to play a lot better defense than what they're doing here in order to stop those plays.
A weird formation here, and it's a flag. It's a legal procedure against Western. I haven't seen this in a long time, this kind of formation, since the Indianapolis Colts did it against New England Patriots, and what I would call the worst play I've ever seen in football.
I agree.
Now I think Western's going to come back to the line of scrimmage and try to run a legitimate play. I don't know if they were trying to throw the Indians off there, or no, they're going to try it again, it looks like. I don't even know what this formation is called. I guess we can call this the Indianapolis Colts formation.
No good.
Tyler Nepley very upset. I think he wanted a flag because Kyler Funk hit him, but really Funk's allowed to go back there and hit him. You don't have anybody blocking for you. 34-24, 10-point game in the third quarter with 3:40 left. So just like we talked about, a play that the Panthers absolutely needed to have to keep their hopes alive, and they converted on it. Out of the timeout, 3:40 left in the third, 34-24. And an onside kick coming, and Gage Peterson recovers it, and then he's knocked to the ground, but there's a flag, and it's a false start. Western trying everything they can. Western trying everything they can to get the ball back. And Coach Alex Smith has given an earful to the official, and if he's not careful, he's going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
You know, I thought he was going to get one earlier when he took about 7 minutes talking to the officials, but he's keeping his calm and he's keeping his team under control.
He was way out on the field a minute ago. The official got him right back to the sideline where he belongs. And here comes the kick. This one's going to go deep. This one's going to probably bounce out of bounds. Oh, took a Panther bounce and into the end zone for a touchback. So a huge break there for the Indians, or they possibly could have been buried in their own territory. Now the ball's going to come out to, I think, the 25, possibly the 20. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 20 with Cade McCoy in the offense coming back out onto the field. Good luck tomorrow to second-year head coach and her first year here at Mississinewa, Omega Tandy, as her and the girls basketball team head over to Kokomo Taylor for a varsity match only. That game starts at 1 o'clock. McCoy in the shotgun. Looks for the snap, and now he gets it, and he's going to fake the handoff to Campbell. Now he's going to roll out and throw it down the field to Cruz, a little bit too high and incomplete. Good effort from Cruz getting up in the air to go for it.
Yes, very, very good effort. And like you said, if he would have slowed it down, I believe Andrew Cruz would have had it.
Looks like that ankle bothering him a little bit right there, wobbling around on it a little bit. But Coach Funk said that Cruz had his ankle iced, and he's good to go for tonight. But he might have just re-injured it a little bit. Here's Skeens around the outside, cuts up the middle in between a couple of blocks. It only gets about 2 or 3. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 7. The Panther defense looks like they're ready to play. We've seen this a lot out of the Indians so far in 2017. They come out slow, and then all of a sudden, once they get that first down, they just continue to roll.
Yeah, and that's the same way they started out with Marion, slow, and they worked their way up.
Here comes the snap. McCoy gets it, and he's going to try to keep it. Runs around the outside, gets to the 25, where he's brought down. I think the Indians are probably going to punt. And I don't think he got the first down. It's 4th and 3, and I think the punt team's coming on the field, and they are. McCoy's coming off, and Patton going to go back to punt. Patton, a pretty good punter we saw last week, had a very good punt who pinned Marion down in their own territory at about the 10. Let's see if Patton can get a little help from the wind and drive it back to about the 5. Here comes the punt from Patton, almost blocked. A line drive right to Hackman, and there's a penalty flag. Patton may have been hit. Cade Campbell with the tackle at the 45, and there's a flag in the backfield. I think it's going to be against Western, possibly. Let's see. It's a false start against the Indians. Patton wants to know why there's a false start card. Two minutes left in the third quarter. And the Panthers are going to get the ball. And if they score here, it's a 4-point game. And if they kick an extra point or get a 2-point conversion, it's either a 3 or 2-point game. And that's not what the Indians want. Here comes the snap. Here's Nepley. Hands it off to Hackman. There's a flag and there's a hold. Holding against Western. The ball's going to move back at about 10 yards.
Yes, that helped the Indians a little, and they can take everything that they can get.
34-24. First and 22 on the Panther 33-yard line. The defense looked very confused so far here in this second half. Not the same defense we saw in the first half. And here comes the snap. Nepley probably going to keep it. Now he's going to hand it off to Josh Coleman around the outside. He's kind of trying to break loose, and then he's brought down by, let's see, number 65, Weston Lockwood. Weston Lockwood on that stop defensively for the Indians. And it's second and about 10. We got a timeout. Officials timeout as an Indian player tying his shoe, I think was Kyler Funk. And it was. So now we're ready to go. Second and 13 on the 42. Nepley keeps it up the middle, and he's going to break around the outside, and he's going to go for a touchdown. Touchdown, Western.
As you saw all night, Western gets that middle opener the outside, and he's gone.
I'm almost positive that Western's going to go for 2. Nepley has tore the Indians' defense apart all night long. They're going to go for 2 with 1:10 left in the third. It's 34-30. Indians have to keep their composure and worry about getting it back on offense. So here comes Nepley. Going to hand it off. Now he keeps it. No, I don't know. That was a weird play. He must have handed it off up the middle.
Got it.
That play faked me out. And I don't even know who took the ball into the end zone.
I didn't see it either.
34-32. Indians have to keep their composure. They still got a lead, but it's the third quarter and 1:10 left in the third. Still a lot of ball game left to play. So let's see what the Indians offense can do here on this possession. Heisman Skeens, Cade Campbell going to go back to receive. Let's see if the Indians can continue what they started in the first half. Reed Huber to kick the ball off for the Panthers with Heisman Skeens and Cade Campbell in the backfield, or in the back deep to receive it. And this is a booming kick. Campbell going to receive it. Goes to the 10, and he slips and he falls, and he's hit. He probably should have let that one go to the end zone and be another touchback. So now he's at the 15, and the offense and quarterback Cade McCoy come onto the field to try to keep what they started in the first half going. First and 10 for the Indians on their own 14-yard line. Jay Jones goes to the tight end position onto the field. And here's McCoy. McCoy under the center. Hands it off to Campbell. He gets about 4 or 5. It's going to bring up second at about 6. I'm going to give him 4 on that carry. It's a gain of 4, second and 6 on the 14. 35 seconds and counting left in the third quarter. McCoy drops back to the shotgun formation with Cade Campbell to his right. Heisman Skeens the lone receiver to this side. McCoy snaps it, hands it off to Campbell, who cuts up the middle, gets the first down to the 30, to the 40, 45, 50, 40, 30, 20, 15, and brought down at about the 13-yard line, and a flag on the play.
Great run.
Right where Campbell was brought down. I don't know if it's going to be a flag on an Indian or a Panther, but I think it's going to be on the Panthers. A huge run from Cade Campbell.
Yes, a great run, and we've seen a couple of those earlier in the game.
Is a personal foul, a face mask on the Panthers, and that's a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, and I think it's going to be on the goal line, unless the Indians decide to decline it, but I don't understand why they would. So it's on the 5-yard line. First and goal on the 5. 11 seconds left in the third. And that's what we've seen all game long. Back to their own territory, and Cade Campbell or Heisman Skeens breaks loose and heads down the field. That's the end of the third quarter. At the end of the third quarter, Mississinewa 34, Western 32. This is the IHSAA Sectional 21 Championship, live from Mississinewa High School. So back at Mississinewa High School for the fourth quarter. 12 minutes on the clock, and they're at the 5-yard line with Cade McCoy under the center with nobody in the backfield with him. Trips to this side, 2 receivers to the far side. McCoy going to snap the ball, goes inside, up the middle. A gain of about 2, possibly 3. I thought McCoy was going to rush in for his 3rd touchdown of the night. Cade McCoy responsible for all but 1 touchdown tonight, and it was a run of Heisman Schemes for 24 yards.
Yeah.
Cade McCoy came to play tonight for the Indians. He, like I said, he's responsible for all but 1 touchdown of the Indians, and the only touchdown he's not responsible for is a 24-yard run of Heisman Schemes.
Yes, McCoy is playing very good and being very smart at what he's doing.
Same formation for the Indians. Look for McCoy to do about the same thing. This time he sends Campbell in motion. He's going to rush forward, leans forward, takes it across the goal line, and I think he's a yard short. 3rd and about a half a yard for Cade McCoy. Holy cow. Look for McCoy to probably keep it again here. All he's got to do is fall forward. And he did, and it's a touchdown. Mississinewa takes the lead by 8, 40-32, with 10:49 left in the game, an extra point to come, and it's a 2-score game. They've got to make the extra point. It's 40-32, a high-scoring game. After last week, a low-scoring defensive game. This week, both teams come out with high-powered offensives, and defensively, neither team can stop the offense.
Yes, Andre Solove with the PAT.
Here comes the PAT from Soliday. Snap in the hold. The PAT is right down the center of Main Street, and the Indians lead 41-32. 10:49 left in the game. Indians with a 9-point lead. This is the IHSAA Sectional 21 Championship live from Mississinewa High School. Back here at Mississinewa High School, where Samuel Tarpin sets to kick the ball off. This one is going to be to about the 30, where it's received by Coleman. He cuts inside to the 40 and brought down at about the 36. No, yeah, wait a minute. They're at the 40, going towards the 50, so they're about at the 43-yard line. Let's see where they officially mark it. Kyler Funk asked the official if he didn't see a holding penalty there, but obviously not. And it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Indians got to get a stop here defensively, because right now Western has continued to rush downfield with Tyler Nepley. You take Tyler Nepley out of the game, and I don't think Western has a touchdown at all this entire game.
No, he has been a big key for Western, especially on the defensive side, and he has done a very, very well job.
Miscommunication between the two coaches and some of the players. The Indian fans are getting very upset, trying to figure out what is going on. This is a sectional championship. It's sectional time. These confusions should not be happening.
Yeah, it's just the little things that can get anyone messed up.
(41-32), 10:45 left in tonight's Sectional 21 Championship. A final from Eastbrook. The Eastbrook Panthers are moving on to the regional championship next week, defeating Lewis Cass 28-7. So congratulations to Jeff Adamson and the Eastbrook Panthers as they move on to next week's regional championship. A tackle for a loss by the Indians. That was number 21, Kitchell Gifford. And Ryan, I don't know if you've seen who took him down.
No, all I saw was a whole bunch of Indian players and a whole bunch of Western players.
That was about 4 or 5 Indians, and like you said, about 4 or 5 Western players in the vicinity. But for the Indians, good news, a loss of yards. For the Western Panthers, not so good news. 10:36 left in the game, and here is... That was Nepley trying to keep it, and he was knocked down in the backfield by Kyler Funk. He read that play perfectly, grabbed a hold of him, and took him straight to the ground for another loss of yards, and it's 3rd and 16.
Yes, very good play by Funk. He did the right thing, dropped him down fast.
Going to do our best to get you a score on the Mooresville-Greenwood game because that is what concerns the Indian fans right now. Indian fans making noise, coming to their feet on the top row. Back to pass, under heavy pressure, throws it out of bounds. It's going to be 4th down, but it might have been picked off, but he was out of bounds. He was out of bounds.
Dalton, it looked like he had it from up here.
From this vanity point, it looked like Campbell had came down, but from over here, we're on the complete opposite side of the field. Campbell possibly could have been out of bounds, but like you said, from over here, it looked like he had it. But either way, Western's going to rely on their defenses. They're going to go back to punt with Reed Hubert, with Heisman Skeens going back to his own 20-yard line with Campbell at the 30. This punt is going to go and bounce and take a Panther bounce to the 18-yard line. Indians take over on offense, and a score here, Ryan, would be huge for the Indians, and I think would possibly be the dagger.
Yeah, if they get this one here, it is very, very possible that they have this one in the bag.
It's 41-32 with 9:40 left in the ball game. For the first time since 1988, 29 years, the Mississinewa Indians have a chance to win a sectional championship. I heard some talk around the school today from some of the seniors. Coach Funk wants a timeout, and he is not happy. His hat's coming off. His headset's coming off. Miscommunication of what's going on. Coach Crick fired up. I'm sure this is something that's going to be discussed come film tomorrow if the Indians are to advance.
Yeah, an early morning film that could not go so well for the Indians.
I remember when I was a part of the football team, it doesn't matter if you're a freshman, if you're a sophomore, a junior, or a senior. If the team messes up on offense or defense, it's going to be a fun Saturday morning. Because Coach Funk will not put up with that. Right now, the players aren't focused on Saturday morning. They're focused on advancing the next week. But come tomorrow morning, if they are to advance, they're going to wish that they wouldn't have done these things here tonight. 9:40 left in the game. McCoy goes back in the shotgun formation with Cade Campbell on his left, or on his right, Heisman Skeens on his left, Hunter Smalley to the right side of the field as the lone receiver, Jay Jones, the tight end, also on this side of the field. Here comes the snap. McCoy gets it, going to hand it off to Skeens. Skeens cuts inside of a block and gets about 4. Let's see where they officially mark it. Clock still running. That's what the Indians want to do, is run the clock and hopefully score. And Barry Western, it's 2nd and 7. He got 3. And Ryan, a score in the 4th quarter, I believe is where they are. I think the winner of this game is going to be playing Greenwood. The score 47-26 Greenwood over Mooresville right now. 9 minutes left here. We got a 41-32 ball game, and McCoy snaps it. He hands it off to Campbell. He goes up the middle, and he is brought down after a gain of about 1. It's going to bring up third down. So the Panther defense answering the call right now. We saw this before. The Indians be pinned back in their own territory, and then a huge run from Campbell or Skeens, or a big pass from McCoy to Skeens, and right down the field the Indians go for another touchdown. So it's not over for the Panthers, but it's also not over for the Indians. They still got to play. Cade McCoy in the shotgun with Cade Campbell to his right. Heisman Skeens, the receiver, to this side. Hunter Smalley to the far side. Jay Jones, the tight end, is also on this side of the field. McCoy snaps the ball back to pass. He's got a lot of time. He's looking downfield. Now he's under pressure. Rushing. McCoy throws the ball, gets it back to the line of scrimmage. It's an incomplete pass and fourth down. And now there's a flag. They're not going to call intentionally grounding, I don't believe. If they call intentional grounding here, I don't understand why. There was a receiver in the vicinity, and the ball got back to the line of scrimmage. It is intentional grounding, and I for the life of me, I can't understand why. The tight end for the Indians, Jay Jones, was standing at about the 25, or the 35, rather. McCoy threw it out of bounds at about the 30. And for some reason, an intentional grounding penalty is called. McCoy is all fired up, doesn't understand either. Now Dustin Patton back in his own end zone to punt. Panthers are going to have great field position. Here's Patton. Here's the punt. This one's a good one and a fair catch at the 39, and that's where the Panthers take over. 1st and 10 at the Panther, or on the Indian 39-yard line. Creeping up on 9:30, where the Indians lead 41-32 with 7:50 left in the game. It came down to the wire last week with a J.K. Thomas fumble where we talked about in the pregame. Thomas didn't actually have the ball. It was just miscommunications between the two. And he dropped the ball. Indians recovered it, and it's kind of headed that way here tonight.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, we thought J.K. Thomas had it, but he didn't. And let's see what the Indians do right here.
The defense is going to have to step up and make some big plays here in the closing minutes. Lockwood goes down to the line. Indians have 5 down linemen with 2 outside linebackers. They're sending 7. Nepley keeps it up the middle, and he dives forward for the first down, I believe, maybe a yard short where Jay Jones met him. Indian fans are letting them have it. Nepley, 2 yards short. It's 2nd and 2 on the 30. Here comes the snap. Nepley throws it downfield. End zone. And it is a touchdown for the Western Panthers. Reed Hubbard. It's going to be 41-38, and Western will go for 2. I will almost guarantee it. A final, the Greenwood defeats Mooresville, and they are moving on to the regional championship next week. If the Indians win, the Indians travel to Greenwood. No matter who wins this game, they're traveling to Greenwood to play for the regional championship. Number 7 is going to kick. The game clock is down to 9, or the play clock is at 8. Now it's at 7, 6, 5. There's no way Western's going to get this off. 3, 2, it's up. The snap is up, and the kick is good. Somehow they got it off. That kick was by number 7, Braden Bryant, and the score is 41-38. Yep. So with 7:18 left in the fourth quarter, Indians 41, Panthers 38.
Yeah, he got that kick in just in time.
Coach Funk letting his team know that there's still 7 minutes and 18 seconds on the clock. This game is not over until the clock reaches triple zeros. Cade McCoy is all fired up. You can just tell. Very frustrated after that last offensive possession. And I'm sure he's ready to get back on the field to make up for the last possession. Cade McCoy is what I would call a veteran quarterback for high school. It's his 4th year at the quarterback position in high school. That's as many years as you can play quarterback in high school. So McCoy has been in these situations before, and this is when he normally capitalizes. The kick, that's actually number 8, Skylar Zavla, who's going to kick the ball off for Western. And Zavla is a kicker. I'm wondering why we haven't seen him the rest of the night. He's a sophomore, 5'7", 135. He's a kicker and a punter is what he's listed on their roster. So here comes the kick. This one's going to go to Campbell, and Campbell is going to break loose and get to the outside, to the 30, to the 40. Dropped at about the 41, 42-yard line, and that's where the Indians will take over. Good field position to start for the Indians with 7:10 left in the ball game. Indian fans are fired up here tonight. It's 41-39. 7:10 left in the ball game. McCoy going to drop back to the shotgun formation. Cade Campbell to his right. Hunter Smalley to the far side of the field. Heisman Skeens to this side. Here's the snap. Campbell gets it, and he is dropped in the backfield by number 3, Tyler Nepley. He's their Mr. Do-It-All for Western.
Yes, he has played very good all throughout the game since the beginning, and he's still playing very well.
Western looks very fired up, like they're ready to win a sectional championship. Right now, the Indians not looking so good. Let's see what Coach Crick and the offense has in store. Trip receivers to this side, and Hunter Smalley, the lone receiver, to the far side. McCoy going to snap the ball. Drops back to pass, hands it off to Campbell. This play has worked a ton, and Campbell is dropped at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to bring up 3rd down. Cade McCoy not happy again. It brings up 3rd and 12 on the 40. This right here is a big play in this ball game. Indians have got to get a 1st down. You don't lose the game if you don't get a 1st down, but your hopes are starting to diminish. McCoy in the shotgun. Trip receivers to the far side. Ball snap. McCoy back to pass. Rolls out right. Throws it. Campbell catches it. Out to the 50 before he's knocked out of bounds. And he's about a yard short. I would assume the Indians will go for it here. It's going to come down to the lineman here. It's going to be 4th and 1. The Indian linemen are going to have to block. Look for the hard count from McCoy. McCoy rushes forward. He's got the 1st down.
1st down, Indians.
What a beautiful play by the Indians. Smart decision. McCoy gets it, lunges forward. Indians with a 1st down, and they're marching down the field with 5:34 left in the game.
Yeah, smart move by McCoy. He did the right thing, lunge forward, and get that 1st down.
A couple more minutes ticks off the clock at an Indian touchdown, and this ball game is all but over. It's going to be hard for the Panthers to come back from a 2-score game with only 3 minutes left in the game. I've seen it happen, but not happen in high school. McCoy in the shotgun formation. The clock continues to run with 5:07 left and counting. McCoy gets it. He's going to keep it. He's going to run in between blockers. He's out to the 40, rushing forward and lunges forward, and I think he's got the 1st down. McCoy and Andy Ashburn having a few choice words between one another. McCoy not too happy about that hit. Officials get in between the two. Indians going to continue to run the clock with 4:41 and counting left. And it's first down and 10 on the 35 for the Indians, marching down the field in Panther territory. Here comes the snap. McCoy has it, hands it off to Campbell. He's around the outside, cuts inside of a block, and gets 2 or 3, possibly 4. And it's going to bring up second down. It's a timeout on the field, and it's a timeout for Western, I do believe. It is a timeout Western. 4:23 left in the game. Indians 41, Western 39. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. This is the IHSAA Sectional 21 Championship live from Mississinewa High School.
Struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? I'm State Farm Agent Dennis Roach, and I can help you simplify and get to a better state. When we handle your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. More money, too. Because adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40% and actually help you get ahead. Call me, State Farm Agent Dennis Roach, at 674-9831 today and get to a better state with State Farm.
Welcome back to Mississinewa High School, where the Indians with the ball marching into Panther territory with 4:25 left in the ball game. The Indians with a touchdown here would pretty much seal the deal to head into the regional championship next week, and that game would be played at Greenwood.
Yeah, like we said all night, Dalton, for both teams, especially for the Indians right now, they get the little bit of yards that they can at a time. That's what's helping them through the game.
If you continue to run the clock and get a touchdown, that's what Coach Funk and the offense wants. You want to continue to run the clock, but you also want to score. Here's McCoy, snaps the ball, hands it off to Campbell. He runs around the outside, takes it into Panther territory with a first down, and dives forward to about the 20. What a play by the Indians and the offensive line, blocking very well right now. There's 4:17 on the game clock. The clock continues to run. They're down to 4:12 and counting. Coach Funk tells the Indians to take their time and run the clock.
Yes, just settle down and make the smart decisions and go slow and get the yardages.
Hold on to the football. Play clock down to 9. McCoy now looks at his play, and now he's ready to go. Down to 5 on the play clock. 2, and the ball snapped. Hands it off to Skeens. He goes around the outside, cuts inside, and there's going to be a flag on the play. I think it's going to be on Jay Jones. It's going to be a block at the back. Jones looks. No, it's holding. It's against the Indians. They're going to call it on Jay Jones, and that hurts the Indians because they had the momentum going forward, and now they're going back to where they just came from.
Yeah, you can't go back and forth and back and forth. You always have to go forward.
A pretty good night for football tonight. Considering the weather last week, this week still pretty chilly, but no rain and no wind. So.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier in pregame, we're glad that it is a better night for football and it's a lot safer for the players.
Let's see where the ball's placed. It's 1st and 20 at the 30. McCoy back in the shotgun formation. Heisman Skeens is the receiver on this side. Hunter Smalley the receiver to the far side. Jay Jones is the tight end. He's also on this side of the field with Skeens. McCoy sends Cruz in motion. And now he gets the snap. He's going to pitch it to the outside to Campbell, who cuts inside of a block from Tackett. Dives forward. Gets about 5 or 6. We've got a player from Western down on the field. Dustin Patton with a big block. And he's laying on the field. Now he's ready to get up. He comes up, and that's number 50. Alex Newman. Heard his name earlier in the first quarter making a tackle. Haven't heard his name much since. Thank you all that are watching at home so much for your support. Without you, we wouldn't do this. And again, thank you so much for your support. We enjoy doing it for you. Right now, we've got a 41-39 score with 2:50 left in the sectional championship. So again, thank you so much for your support. McCoy back. Looks for the snap. Now he gets it. Hands it off to Campbell. Campbell tripped up. We've got a timeout on the field. And it's a timeout Western with 2:33 left in the game. 41-39, Indians with the lead. Back after this. This is the IHSAA Sectional 21 Championship live from Mississinewa High School.
In Grant County, you know how much it means to have neighbors you can count on. Struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? I'm State Farm Agent Dennis Roach, and I can help you simplify and get to a better state. When we handle your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. More money, too. Because adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40% and actually help you get ahead. Call me, State Farm Agent Dennis Roach, at 674-9831 today and get to a better state with State Farm. Struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? I'm State Farm Agent Dennis Roach, and I can help you simplify and get to a better state. When we handle your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle.
Back at Mississinewa High School, out of the timeout, McCoy in the shotgun. Looking for the snap, and now he's going to get it from Lockwood. Here it is. McCoy back to pass. Now he's looking. He's going to throw it down to the end zone. Campbell! And I think it's incomplete. It is. He threw it into the two defenders. A gutsy pass by McCoy that could have hurt him.
Yeah, he got very lucky there, and that could have cost him.
It's 4th down. Right now with Andre Soliday, I think you might want to attempt a PAT or a field goal here. But do the Indians, I don't know. Are they going to go for it? Maybe might try to punt it and put it deep in the Panther territory. Just kind of give it a little bit of a kick. Not too hard. And bury them in their own territory at about the 1. Now we've got a timeout. It's timeout Mississinewa. Ryan, in this situation, if you're Coach Funk, what do you do?
You know, I don't think he's going to go for it. You know, I think he's still going to try to take his team under control and go for it.
I think what happens if I'm Coach Funk, I give a hard count and try to get the Panthers to jump off sides. If they don't jump off sides, I call a timeout, and I try to give a little bit of I guess I can call it a little squib punt here. You know, just barely kick it and try to pin them at about their own 1 or 2 and make them work all the way down the field.
Yep, I agree.
You got to rely on your defense. If you're going to win championships, it comes down to defense. 2:26 left. It's 41-39. Indians with a 2-point lead, and it's 4th and 13 on the Panther 24. We've seen a lot of things happen in this sectional on 4th down. The Indians have gotten first downs, and they've also lost a ton of yards. Now let's see what they can pull out of the bag here. Indian fans come to their feet. The student section cheering them on. Sidelines cheering them on. Indians defense getting all stretched out on the sideline. Indians confused. Jashawn McClung going to the far side of the field. Here comes the snap. Campbell in motion. McCoy gets it. Looks. Down the field. He's going to throw it into the end zone. Heisman schemes. It's tipped. A great defensive play by Western. And they come up with a stop. They had Skeens in the end zone, but a beautiful play by a Western player. That was number 5, Nick Hackler. Now it all comes down to defense. They're down to 2 minutes and 19 seconds. The Indians' defense has got to step up. A score here, and the Indians are in deep trouble. Like I said a moment ago, it's going to come down to the last possession of the game. It was like this last week. Marion had it. They fumbled it. Now what's going to happen here? Keep an eye on Nepley. Indian fans to their feet, hands on their head in worriedness. Here is Nepley around the outside. He's going to run out of bounds. A gain of about 10, and I think it's a first down for the Panthers. It only took about 4 seconds off the clock, and that is what cannot happen. You cannot let Nepley get around the outside like that. But the more that he runs, you want to keep him inbound so the clock stays running.
Yeah, he's been doing that all night long, and they got to figure out how to stop him early.
It's down to defense. Here we go. Nepley snaps it, hands it off to Gifford around the far side. He's going to cut inside of a block. He gets a block, and he has ran out of bounds. 2:03 left. Jay Jones coming into the game. The defensive MVP for the Indians, Jay Jones, comes into the game. Indian fans stressed out to the maximum.
They have to get a stop early and put him down as fast as they can.
Here we go, 2:03 left. 1st and 10 for the Panthers in the Indian 42. Here comes the snap. Nepley around the outside. That was number 21, Gifford, and he was knocked out of bounds. I don't think he got a yard. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage. Let's see where they officially mark it. The clock still stopped at 1 minute and 56 left. It's 2nd and 10. He didn't get a yard. Nepley looking for the snap, sends Gifford out. Indian fans making noise, cheering on the defense. Here comes Nepley. Looks, he's going to pass down the field. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 10. Like I said, it's going to come down to the final possession of the game.
Yeah, you got to play D here and get them down as soon as you can.
Indian fans to their feet, every last individual. It's 3rd and 10, 1:52 on the clock. A stop here by the Indians is crucial. Here's Nepley. You can't let Nepley get around the outside and run. Here it is. He fakes the handoff. He runs up the middle. He's brought down. It's going to bring up 4th down. And here comes a flag on the play. Let's see. Is it going to be against Western for taunting? It's a warning on the sidelines for the Indians. The clock stays moving. It's 4th down. And now we've got a timeout on the field. It's 4th and about 2 or 3 for the Panthers, and it comes down to this for the Indians. I think if the Panthers get a first down here, the Indians are in trouble.
Yeah, you got to get the stop early. Like we've been saying all night long, get the stop as soon as you can.
Stop the outsides and keep an eye on Nepley up the middle. There's going to be 1:44 on the game clock. It's going to be 4th, and let's see what they put it. It's at the 35. I think it's 4th and 3. You've got to get a stop if you're the Mississinewa Indians. It's a must stop for the Indians. In my personal opinion, it is a must stop.
Get them down, get them down.
Indian fans to their feet. The Western fans to their feet. The student section yelling. The sidelines are all fired up. And it comes down to this. A stop here and the Indians are moving on. Here comes the snap, a man in motion. Nepley keeps it up the middle. Is he short? It is a first down for the Western Panthers. 1 minute, 39 seconds on the clock. This is very, very crucial. These last, down to 90 seconds. Here's Nepley. Jay Jones with a big stop.
Very good stop.
The clock continues to run. We're down to 1 minute and 18. You cannot let Nepley get out for a big run. You just can't.
Got to keep him back and get him down.
Here's Nepley. We're down to 1 minute and 7. Nepley's going to throw across the field. It's intercepted. Cade Campbell with an interception. The Mississinewa Indians are going to go to the regional championship. What a big play by Cade Campbell.
Very good.
The Indian sideline is fired up. The Indians are going to take a knee, and this ball game is a wrap.
And the Indians are moving on to the regional. All right. And the Indians are moving on from Mississinewa High School. Indians 41, Western 39. This is brought to you by the Tribe Sports Network. I'm Ryan Scott alongside with me and Dalton Bishop. Have a pleasant evening and good night.